Rathalos, the king of the skies, has landed just in time for another Monster Hunter season that is upon us. What's up guys, I am Tsu, and today we're going through all the details about this Rathalos figure. Let's start with the packaging. As you may notice, the box lists his name in the Japanese phonetical pronunciation Ryorayuzu. The box dimensions are 11.75 inches in width, 11.25 inches in height, and 11.5 inches in depth. In metric, those dimensions are 29.8 centimeters in width, 28.5 centimeters in height, and 29.21 centimeters in depth. This figure is manufactured by Capcom as a part of their Figure Builder Creators model line, which is a bit of a strange naming moniker because there is nothing to build, make, create, or assemble. He arrives in one single piece and is fully painted, though I can find some glued seams where he was assembled at the factory level. This figure retails for $120 US, and I got mine over at BigBadToyStore.com. I purchased this figure personally, and this is a completely independent video. This figure is entirely made of PVC plastic, with the exception of the rear support brace being ABS plastic, which the rear support brace for his tail actually came into quick use. When I got Rathalos, there was a nice gap between the two, but overnight the tail sagged and is now sitting firmly on the support brace. Therein lies the nature of PVC plastics, just a heads up. But PVC is also very light, making this figure's weight almost a negligible factor for shelf load. This Rathalos figure weighs only 385 grams or 0.38 kilograms. Rathalos himself, perched on the ledge, measures in at 7.75 inches in height, 12.25 inches in width, and 9.5 inches in depth. In metric, those measurements are 19.68 centimeters in height, 31.11 centimeters in width, and 21.13 centimeters in depth. Yes, his wingspan is actually wider than the box itself thanks to his careful placement inside the packaging. Not a huge figure by any means, so this is definitely for your desk setup, maybe a detolf, or even some shelf if you have any space. So I believe this is a reasonable size for a Rathalos figure, and I put him somewhere around the 1/30th scale. This Rathalos figure at this scale has a width and depth that even exceeds a traditional 1/6 figure and its base. If we're also to factor in collecting the other figures in this line, which are mostly made up of beasts that are often many times larger than a typical human adult, then this scale seems to make more sense. I hope that context provides a clear picture. Collectible wyvern figures could easily burn up a lot of real estate. Get it? Because wyverns, they like to burn villages, right? The Monster Hunter series is one of my favorite franchises of all time, as I've been playing since the original PlayStation 2. The Rathalos is easily the poster child of the Monster Hunter series and was naturally my first choice in picking up a figure of. For Monster Hunter fans like myself, it's been pretty tough finding a scale and quality of Monster Hunter figures. What really gravitated me towards this particular Rathalos figure is his pose and stature. It's very natural, very powerful, and is very reminiscent of what we've seen in the stock art and in-game model for this series. Though this one seems to be intentionally marketed towards the original OG PlayStation 2 Monster Hunter game, as the box art logo borrows, though he's not nearly as polygonal and jaggy in this PVC form. I love how his talons grip around the ledge of the base. There's tons of texture detailing throughout his reptilian skin, to the carapace-like shell on his spine, to even the avian bird-like skin on his feet. My personal favorite views of him are from either his back left side or from his front right side, where you get to see both wings spread apart, as well as a side profile of his face and his talons gripping into the base. Now, my personal discrepancies with the figure: the colors overall are not nearly as vibrant as in the stock pre-order photos. The detailing is also sort of a mixed bag. Since it is a smaller figure, it's hard for them to squeeze out all the finest quality of details. But also, since it is a smaller figure, viewing it at a normal viewing distance makes almost any imperfections negligible. I say normal viewing distance as in as long as you aren't shoving your face into the figure. I will say that the quality in detail and paint is vastly superior than the figures we find in typical video game collector's editions, though that may not be saying much. The base is warped and not flat, as mine has a slight bowed effect and can rock back and forth, though that may be since it is a PVC base, which also means that a short interaction with a heat gun may correct that. I'll keep you updated if I decide to take that path. Pricing is always subjective, but I feel its 120 US retail is a bit too steep, in that 60 to 80 US retail would have been more fair for what this figure is. Contrary to belief, PVC figures can be very costly to manufacture in smaller quantities and lower production runs, so the cost may not have been completely unavoidable in this scenario. Overall, I do like the figure because it looks cool from almost every angle. I opted to put him on a mechanical turntable, and I think he looks great on my desk. It makes me reminisce of all the hunts I went on for this guy, just chasing him from loading screen to loading screen. Hey, you're still here. Thank you so much for making it to the end. If you haven't ordered Monster Hunter Rise for the Nintendo Switch yet, or are interested in this figure, I have my Amazon affiliate link for these products down below. And that's gonna be it for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed taking a look at this Rathalos figure with me, and if you did, be sure to hit that like button down below. If you have any questions or comments, you know where to leave them. If you enjoy checking out cool collectibles like this one, be sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell so I can keep pumping out this content directly to you. As always, don't worry what others think. Collect the things that you love, and I'll see you in the next upload. Take care. I truly no life it. Like, I have no life whenever these games come out. So now whenever a Monster Hunter game comes out, I kind of have a little bit of a dread, because I know that during that period I'm going to be skipping meals, I'm going to be holding in restroom breaks, I'm going to be getting less hours of sleep, because it's just something about these games. Time just melts away whenever you play these games. I'm sure I'll get around to watching the movies eventually. I love Mila Jovovich, but I'm a little worried. I won't even check the reviews for the movies because I don't want to know.